Alright guys, this is just a for fun video. So last week we fired some black powder through this using a 24 gauge chamber adapter, and well, no, it's been 2 weeks. I forgot to clean the gun. It is filthy. Like, the barrel is black inside, it's got white residue built up in the chamber. The breech face is corroded. Not rusty though. So we're going to clean it out with some Remington 1-ounce game loads, 1200 FPS. This is 7.5 shot. We're just going to let that gong out there have it. It's about 15 yards away. I love 16 gauge. It is my favorite gauge.
Looks like you let the dirt have it.
I might have. Let's see.
I'm just aggravating you.
I love 16 gauge.
Oh, yeah.
Classic 1-ounce load, too.
My first single shot was in 16.
First gun I bought in, I don't know, 5 or 6 years was this gun. I told my friend Zach, he just bought a 16 gauge Winchester 37, and I told him to look for me a 16 gauge single shot, and not 3 days later, he messages me and told me that a shop up in Moorhead, about 30 minutes up the road, has this one. When I got it, oh man, it was rusty, looked horrible. I cleaned it up, and it's a good gun.
The next 16 gauge you bought?
First 16 gauge I got. This is an H&R Topper Model 48, made in 1952, just like my Remington 1148. Same year. It's also 16 gauge.
The second 16 gauge he bought, the next one directly after that is actually my Hercules.
Yep. And truth be told, this is the gun that started the channel. I started reloading because of this gun. I believe that's all my 5. Yeah, I got a 16 gauge, and I noticed the shells at Walmart were about $3 more expensive than 12 gauge. So I decided I needed to start loading.
And there's your origin story.
Yep.
The first one you ever loaded, though, was at my kitchen table.
Kitchen table. That was 12 gauge with Pyrex.
Yep. And just random oxidized like 32 and 33 cal for my muzzleloader. Yep. Honestly.
I love single shots. We got so many of them. You guys probably know that.
They're my favorite, too. It's funny, though. In the world of guns failing, single shots are the absolute worst.
Yeah, when a gun fails, you don't want it to be a single shot.
It's right there. Your face is literally laying right behind the chamber.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a breech face there, or a breech block, but
if that breech face goes, it's all going right back into your eye.
Yep. Look at old Scott from Kentucky Ballistics. That was a single shot. Of course, that was a completely different animal, but where did it go?
I'm thankful he's still with us, too.
I've tried to hit this camera every time, I ain't gonna lie.
Huh?
I've tried to hit the camera with the shell every time. Alrighty, there's mine. I believe we wore the white off, the gong.
Pretty well, yeah.
Oh, can you guys see this? This is kind of cool. Touch on something here.
If I can get it in the... Alright, I have it down the barrel. Can we focus on it? Highly doubt it. You guys can kind of see there. Josh wants to explain what's going on.
The breech and the muzzle wear more than the center of the barrel. That goes for rifles anyways. When we first shot this one earlier, you can notice the residue's left in the center section of the barrel, but the breech and the muzzle are clear. That's from whenever the shell goes off, it's got that little bit of yaw to it. Once it comes out the end, it's got that little bit of yaw to it. It's wearing the ends.
Yep, you can see that dark ring right in the middle. I'll turn this barrel around, and I'll show you the muzzle. It's clean too. You'll have to tell me when it's lined up.
There. It's hard to see, guys, but as you can see right there, the muzzle to about halfway down the barrel is clean. You can see the dark ring.
Yeah.
Just something we noticed, thought was kind of cool. It's kind of hard to see, but
like Josh was saying, when rifling wears out in a rifle, pistol too, it starts off right after the chamber, and the muzzle, the center of it, will be relatively untouched. The end and start way out first. Learned that from Iraq Veteran 8888 years ago.
It's where it's unsupported entering, and then the end of it's unsupported leaving.
Something like that.
Roughly, anyways.
I still got to clean this gun, don't get me wrong. It's still filthy in the middle. And the breech face is, well, I'll show you. It's nasty. Hold that.
He just randomly throws parts of the guns at me.
You can see, the breech face is gross. And I lost that pin. There it is.
He's got a pin that walks on him.
Yep, the pin that activates the ejector likes to fall out of this gun, and I forgot. Oh, God.
In the world of single sights, guys, do you like extractors or ejectors better? I'm on the team extractor.
Me too.
Ejectors are nice when they work, but as soon as that spring starts getting weak, they're terrible. As far as the extractor, if it's stuck, it's really stuck.
Yeah.
You've done something wrong.
We had that happen to us once in that 4th of July video from last year when we shot every one of our guns. I had some paper 12 gauge loaded up with black powder and 690 round balls. And I don't know what happened, but the shell wouldn't fit in the gun. I do know what happened. So we tried to pull it back out, and the force from that shell being stuck was too much for the extractor to pull it out. We had to beat it out with a rod, and it about wasn't coming out. Turns out the gas seal, it was an FS12, was too big for the paper hulls, and it really got it stuck.
Me being dumb, I seated it, and then I didn't think we was getting it back out. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope y'all enjoy this. It's a little short here. Just something a little different. Y'all have a good one. Check out Patreon, all that stuff. As always, like, subscribe. We appreciate y'all. And cue outro music.